Hello and welcome, here speaks the player, and this is our first part of our very first Let's Multiplay. Very cheesy title, but I came up with it, so have fun. This game is Secret of Mana, if you did not know that, if you have not played it before, which I would not blame you, I haven't. I played this game only twice, and I never went to the second character until yesterday when I played it with Trevor for the first time to check if the online support works, which it does, and we decided to let's play this game. Secret of Mana is a game on SNES apparently. It came out in 1993 with, I believe many people liked it, but there was also mixed success involved as far as I'm aware of it. I could be lying because I would never look it up on the internet or, do my research because I'm far too lazy for that. Also, right now Trevor is not accompanying me because he was too lazy to sit for the entire beginning part again, so I just decided to record this on my own and play to the part where the second character joins in and then stops so Trevor can join me. So that's pretty much where we're going for now. So this the overworld map and kind of the entire style of the game it takes a lot from The Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy. While I think that the character design itself looks more like Chrono Trigger. So this is our main character, call of course Sam in this Let's Play, this playthrough, because I'm an egotistical bastard and I like being the main hero of every fucking story I'm in. That's why every time I write a story, every time I make a fan game, it's the crazy gamers that are the main characters because it's the only people I can write. Not that really, but I'm just horrible at coming up with names. Really horrible. So yeah, main backstory, there was a war between gods and the people that used the mana, apparently. And one hero who destroyed the empire with the mana sword disappeared, and civilization got destroyed. Some crap like that. It's your basic plot of Final Fantasy and Fantasy Warriors and everything like that. Nothing too special. But I believe when this game came out, it wasn't really about the story. I believe if I would have bought this game, if I would have been alive, no, what I'm talking about, I was alive, I was 1 year old, Oh god, I can't talk, I was 1 year old when this game came out. But yeah, if I would have gotten this game, I would have not played it at the time, I would have not cared for the story, I would have cared for the fact that this is a fucking RPG with multiplayer gameplay. That is amazing. I give you credits for that, because to this day, I have not seen another multiplayer game that can do that, unless you're talking real MMO. No, I'm talking about an actual game with a deep storyline, with an RPG kind of like this, or a Final Fantasy game, that has multiplayer. I have not seen it ever since this game, or Final Fantasy IX, which still, you can't control in the overworld. You can only control, the second player can only control in battles, which is still cool, which is still very cool. Don't get me wrong, I still like that a lot. But yeah, I just think that's weird. It's so hard for people to make a very good and very intuitive RPG that you can play together. If anyone knows another RPG that we can play together online for this channel, then please, or that just has multiplayer like SNES or NES, just another RPG that has multiplayer, just tell us. We can look into it. Because I don't know any. I only know like this game and Final Fantasy IX. That's it. Like I said, I'm not counting MMORPGs because they don't have a real story behind them, or you have to pay for really good ones. I'm talking about the kind of games that you would just play on an SNES or something like this. So yeah, there's also what I didn't tell about you till now is the gameplay mechanics of the game. This is an action RPG, as you can see. There is leveling up, you have your stats, you have your magic, you have your potions, everything. But it's kind of different. It's an action RPG, but it's not at the same time. It is kind of a predecessor, a very, very far back predecessor of Final Fantasy XII, where you can walk around. You can walk around usually like you would do in an action RPG, like Legend of Zelda. But you have this little stamina bar out, which is indicated by the percentage you have down there. If it is 100 full, you get a really strong attack, like here, 14, 18 damage. If you don't do that, you only hit like with 4 to 6 sometimes even 0 damage. So you should always get all the way to 100 and then attack. See, I only did 0 damage with that attack. So it comes down to being kind of like an ATB system. Kind of like you have to wait for your attack to load up and then attack. So it can be really, really annoying when in the middle of the battle and you just have to walk away to get yourself loaded up, especially with end bosses, which we'll see later on, like in the one with the first boss we're fighting. He's a real pain in the ass. He can attack much faster than we do. He has magic, and I have to wait and, you know, let it recharge. It's really annoying and really unfair. So we're in the first town now, and one thing I really have to say I'm not really too fond of in this game is the music. It's just kind of forgettable to me. I don't know why, it just doesn't grab me much. I mean, this is the SNES, and even when I think of this and then I go back to the very first Final Fantasy with the NES and go to the battle music, holy crap, is that cool. So you find out story like we put on the Mana Sword, which is told to destroy an entire village, or doom the entire village if it's ever removed from its place. And so people are like, oh my god, you're an asshole, why'd you do that? And they're kind of enemies to me now. And I wonder why my character decides to let himself being pushed around when I have a sword and I could cut his head off. Which is what I would be doing right now. But the game won't let me take control of this right now. So, because the plot demands that an earthquake kicks us down into the earth. And we're going to fight our first boss. It's the Mantis Ant, if I remember correctly. And this boss has 2 really, really annoying attacks. One of which is he's doing right now, where he shoots that homing projectile. It homes in on you, and once it hits you, you're unconscious, which means you're on the ground for a while and can't move, which means you're vulnerable to another attack. And the gem missiles, which can do a shit ton of damage. That guy is so fucking unfair, and I have nothing to defend myself with except for my sword, and I have to charge it up 100% to actually do a lot of damage. And I'm healing myself. Candy gives you 100 HP, which is a fucking high amount of heal, you know, just for a little candy. Usually candies give like 20 HP most. God, I hate that. Especially I hate how the enemy can still move, even though it just hit me with a magic attack, but I have to stand still. God damn, I hate this boss. Not to mention, I already had to fight him 4 times. Once with Trevor, once trying to record it, then the recording got deleted, and now this. Okay, 3 times, I can't count. So what? Another candy. Stuff it in my mouth. Oh, that was luck. I thought he was going to beat me unconscious again. Look at this! I hate this boss! It's so fucking unfair, you can't fight back like that. Finally, he explodes like every good boss should do. Of course, that makes you wonder, well, how did he explode? I only attacked him with a sword, to which I answer, shut the fuck up. So yeah, for some reason my character now is spazzed out. The game tells me it's way to go. And I got a Swords Orb. If you are a Castlevania fan, you should know how this works. You defeat a boss and you get an orb from him, with which you can power up your sword. Also, I find it hilarious that the weapon's called the Mana Sword, but inside of the actual inventory, when you look at it, it's called Rusty Sword. Makes me wonder how valuable this sword really is, and why everybody's making such a fuss about it. You just look at it, dude, that's a fake. There was no Mana Sword to begin with. And it was like, holy shit! But of course, there are 8 orbs in this game, 8 ancient shrines. So if I do the math, there should be 8 orbs. And I'm pretty sure if you collect all 8 of them and forge them together, you will get the Mana Sword. But I really wonder why the hell the game doesn't call it the Mana Sword to begin with. It's like with the Vampire Killer in most of the games. Like, for example, in Portrait of Ruins, where you start off with the Vampire Killer, but you can't use it correctly, so it's the weakest weapon in the entire game. They still call it the Vampire Killer. Why could they not do that with the Mana Sword? So yeah, Night Villagers chase you out of the village because you're apparently an asshole for pulling out a sword when you need to come back. It's not like you can just jump over the grass. No, you have to cut it through. You what's inside the church just downstairs. Well, I'll do that. Thank you. Also, I find it laughable that they kick you out of the village, even though you have the fucking sword. So if monsters attack you, you're the only one who can defend them. So they're pretty much kicking themselves in the ass. So let's go to the inn and save for now. Wait, what?
If you want to fight me, what? Ha, you're not the brightest. You won't know what's hit you in the clouds.